And her rival, Penina, also provoked her severely. Read the story. To make her miserable. Penina, the second wife, the one with Elkanah, the one who was married to Elkanah, but did not have Elkanah's heart. The one who had children of Elkanah, but did not have Elkanah of the children. So the one who came to this marriage just to produce children, but had no relationship with Elkanah. This woman was hurt. And hurt people hurt people. Now we may blame her. She could find solace in also hurting Hannah. And the more she hurt Hannah, the more she found comfort in her own hurt. She had children, beloved. This woman, Penina, but she was miserable. She was married, but she was miserable. So if Hannah thinks if she can have children, she'll be happy, then she must ask Penina. But there's no guarantee. So it can be the issue of children. The Bible says she provoked her to make her miserable. Now, I like how it is written. If I were to say it, you would not believe it. It doesn't say she made her miserable. She wanted to make her miserable. It was up to Hannah. It was Hannah's choice to be miserable. What I'm doing, I want to make you miserable. If you agree, it's your choice. People can do it, but you have to choose to be that. So the Bible says she provoked herself to make her miserable like herself. But I want to say, beloved, that Hannah was not miserable because of Penina. How do I know that? Because Penina does not even feature in Hannah's prayer for solution. Because if Penina was the issue, Hannah should have said in her prayer, please, Lord, deal with Penina. Remove this thorn in my flesh. And some of you, that's how you pray. Your prayer is full of your enemies. If you can get rid of my enemies, I'll be fine. Instead of just asking God to be present in your life, you are asking your enemies to be absent in your life. Because your joy comes from the absence of your enemies, not from the presence of God. Listen here, when you blame people for your misery, you're going to engage in witchcraft. One of the negative sides about the African spirituality is that the cause is not always very far. It's not very far. If you go and consult, the chances are umama wako, auntie wako, utatoba into lapha. It's not your teacher. It's and so that's the cause. And then for the next few months, we are going to deal with that. Did you follow me? For the next 3 months, we are dealing with your aunt. We are dealing with your mother. We are dealing with your mother-in-law. We are dealing with your uncle. For the next few months, you've got to slaughter this and slaughter that so that we deal with this cause. Once we remove this cause, you will be happy. But I'm saying, beloved, we've got to learn to be happy with the cause in our presence. Because if your happiness depends in the absence of the cause, then the cause is powerful. You have actually empowered that cause. Appetite. So in the end, it's not what you eat, it's what eats you. Maybe, okay, let's get rid of Penina. Penina, he has her own issues. All right, we'll address those later on, not today. She has her own issues. We can't blame her. If this woman became miserable, she would have chosen to be. But what about the husband? We don't have time. What about the husband? This Elkanah boy, we need to talk about him. But like I say, we have seen that because we don't have time. This Elkanah, he is even boasting. She says, I love you. I give you a double portion. You know what it means when you give a double portion? It means when I give you a portion of the sacrifice, I give you as if you have children. So in my mind, you have children. Don't worry. So in his eyes, she says, in your eyes, I'm better than 10 sons. I love you. Hannah never answered Elkanah. Then there are times you don't have to open your mouth. Just keep quiet. Nothing to say. Just looked at her and said, oh. As if Hannah was saying, okay, you love me. What is Penina doing here? I mean, how did we end up in this mess with Elkanah in the same house? You love me, so it's how you protect me. You know what Sarah did when she was miserable? After suggesting to Abraham that she must marry Hagar, then she blamed Abraham for bringing Sarah. For bringing Hagar. I'm in this mess because of your choice. Me, I presented an option when you made the choice. So I'm in this mess. And then the response was, get rid of her. But there's nowhere where we find this woman say, get rid of Penina. No. Penina has her own issues. I'm not here to solve her issues. I'm dealing with my issues. If I had time, I would talk about this whole exciting thing that is current now amongst us men about polygamy. But let's leave it for another day. But I can just say in passing, when we're thinking about polygamy, I know somebody is really troubled by that. I can just say in passing, beloved, when we think about polygamy, us men, you think about another girlfriend. Listen carefully. So you've got your wife with all the challenges. Listen, your wife is not your girlfriend. Some of you need to know that. So once you marry your girlfriend, she becomes your wife. She's no longer your girlfriend. Okay? She's not your girlfriend. Akazulala nge-makeup. Avuke nge-makeup. She's your wife. Okay? She's your wife. Some of us, when we think about another wife, we're thinking girlfriend. You're not thinking about another wife. Your mind is so distorted because you're being persecuted in the present. And you think, if I can get another what? Another what? You are struggling with this, you want another. You want, when I say struggle, beloved, I mean marriage is life. It is not honeymoon. We're not always smiling. There's the yard to be cleaned. There's the bed to be made. There are kids, there's school run. There's work in marriage. There's life here. We work. Now, when you say you want another wife, you want another what? Another what? Okay, I know what you are saying. But Abraham had another wife. You are so stupid. You know, you are so stupid. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say this behind the pulpit. Do you know how it ended for Abraham? He had to chase that woman. Actually, God says, chase her. Do you know how God addressed Hagar? Sarah's maid. God never addressed Hagar as Abraham's wife. She was always Sarah's maid. So when Sarah left, it was not a divorce. Come on. When Hagar left, it was not a divorce. When you meet Abraham again, he had no Hagar. By the way, it took her close to 20 years. Hagar never got pregnant. It could tell you something. Even before she left, it could tell you something. He realized, here, by not waiting, I've created a problem for myself. If only I could have waited, Isaac would have come in the right time. I know you call yourself, but David and I. You think you're a Davidian. I mean, okay. Let's leave it. Let's just leave it. I had a couple in my office that said, Fudis, I want you to help us. My husband wants to get another wife. Can you please convince her that this thing is not biblical? I said, no, it's beyond that. He has found already someone. Whatever I say, it won't make a difference. So I'm just trying to say to you guys, if your husband has already intimated that, there's nothing this sermon is going to do. I'm just trying to comfort you. Good. Okay, I said earlier on, just because it's in the Bible doesn't mean you must do it. Now I can imagine a guy says, I had to marry the second wife because the Bible says so. I wouldn't have done it, but it's the Bible. Liar. You know, sometimes we see the verses that are actually aligned with our feelings. The one who wants to drink reads in John 2 that even Christ changed water. Into wine. And then you wonder, when did you see that verse? Before you drank or after? Okay. Elkanah, the issue I'm trying to make, beloved, stop derailing me. The issue I'm trying to make is that Elkanah was not the problem. Elkanah had his own problems now, if Elkanah had just waited. In the story, this woman had 6 children, 6. 3 sons. No, 4 sons and 2 daughters in the end. Had she just waited,